All right, you're on a date, and you think it is going great.
You know the feeling, right? The vibe is just perfect. You're both laughing, the conversation is flowing, and you're thinking, okay, this is it. But then, that little voice creeps in, that nagging doubt. Is she actually into this, or am I just seeing what I want to see? How can you really know for sure?
I mean, let's be real. Getting it wrong isn't just embarrassing. It can be, well, it's crushing. But what if you didn't have to guess? What if the clues were right there in front of you the whole time? Yeah, even in the text you sent before you even met up. Let's start there.
So this whole decoding process, it starts way before you're sitting across the table from her. Seriously. Those pre-date texts, they're not just small talk. They can be a full-on roadmap to where she sees the night going.
Okay, so think about this for a second. If she texts you asking for outfit ideas, what's she really doing? She's gauging your preference. She wants to know what you like. And if she casually mentions her roommate is gone for the weekend, come on, that's creating an opportunity, an open door. And asking how far the date spot is from your place. Trust me, she's not suddenly interested in city planning. She's figuring out the logistics for later. It's all part of the plan.
All right, so the pre-date texts are looking good. You're feeling confident. But now you're face to face. What are the signals to look for when she's sitting right there in front of you?
You gotta listen to the subtext, you know? Suggestive questions aren't just for kicks. She is testing the waters. The classic, I'd love to meet your dog at 11 p.m. is, well, it is never about the dog. And look, any invitation back to her place, no matter the excuse, is an invitation to cross a threshold into a way more intimate setting.
And it really all boils down to this one simple idea. A woman's home is her personal, intimate space. She is just not going to invite you in unless she trusts you and is thinking on that level. She is actively creating an opportunity for the night to continue.
Now, beyond the conversation, you absolutely have to pay attention to physical touch. A hand on the arm? That could be anything. But a woman touching your thigh specifically above the knee, that is a total game changer. There is zero ambiguity there. That is not just a friendly gesture. And if she keeps that contact, just resting her hand there while you talk, yeah, the signal could not be any clearer.
So look, is any single one of these things a 100% ironclad guarantee? Of course not. Context is everything. But when you start to see a combination of these things stacking up, the suggestive question, plus the mention of the empty apartment, plus the hand on the thigh, well, the picture starts getting pretty darn clear.
Okay, so the signs are all there. She's texting, she's touching, she's inviting, she is interested. The next move is simple, right? It's obvious. You make your move.
But hang on a second. What if, for you, this isn't just about one night? What if you're sitting there looking at her and thinking, wow, this person is different. I can actually see something real here. If that thought crosses your mind, then everything, and I mean everything, is about to change.
Because if a real relationship is what you're actually after, then the single most powerful thing you can do when she's giving you all these green lights is the most unexpected move of all.
So here's the big idea, and it might sound a little crazy. If you actually think she could be girlfriend material, you wait. Even with every green light flashing, you hold off on sex until the third date.
And I know what you're thinking right now. Are you kidding me? That's insane, right? Why on earth would you purposefully hit the brakes when she's flooring the accelerator? It just feels completely counterintuitive.
Well, there's a reason. It's a strategy. It's all about getting yourself into what's called the boyfriend category. And this isn't about playing mind games. It's about fundamentally changing her entire perception of you right in that moment.
Okay, so here's how it works. First, by politely declining, you completely flip the script. It's totally unexpected. Second, it signals that you're a high-value guy. It shows you have self-control, that you're not just another dude driven by impulse. And the result? Her brain immediately starts to recategorize you. You move from the fun hookup file straight into the potential boyfriend file. And listen, this is not just some abstract theory. The dating coach who came up with this tells a story about how she met her own boyfriend. Early on, she invited him up and he gently declined. He said he should probably call it a night. And she said that one moment made her see him as completely different, a serious candidate. That small act of restraint changed absolutely everything. So, as we wrap this up, it becomes pretty obvious that the problem we started with, just figuring out if she's interested, is only the first step. The real goal isn't just about reading the situation correctly. And that brings us to the final, most important question. It's not just how do you read the signs.
The real question is, what's your strategy when you see them? Because knowing what you actually want, a hookup or a relationship, and then acting accordingly, well, that's what separates a good date from the start of something great. And your answer to that second question? That changes the entire game.